sorry, I was just enjoying the very good weather, very calm weather here in Japan. And we are slowly getting back to the new normal. I still have my mask, but of course I want to show you my cute face and show you my smile. So I took it off for you. So I mentioned on my previous vlog about being an exchange student that one of the most important things I believe that I learned as a student when I was here in Japan, to be able to cope with the different stress and struggles of living abroad, is to be able to create or to join a sense of community. This Filipino community comprises of researchers, we have teachers, we have several workers from different areas. So why not meet them and learn from their experience here? You know, that alone will, I think, will let you learn many things in life, right? And for me, that community is by joining, for example, different academic communities or social communities. But during my stay here, I really enjoyed my time to be with the Filipino community. Siyempre, ibang Pinoy eh. It's more fun in the Philippines, di ba? Oucha! Sa mga Pilipino dyan! Anyways, and one of the biggest population where you can find the Filipino community is no other than the drumroll! It's in the church, di ba? Like for example, the Tsukuba Catholic Church, also discussed in the previous vlog how to access there. You can check it out. But our Tsukuba Catholic Church mainly is around 90% Filipino. Filipino. And in this community, I had the chance to be with them through thick and thin. And I saw how hardworking our ates, kuyas, titos, titas, lolos and lolas there are. And I was so inspired that I saw that overseas Filipino workers, especially in Japan, oh, Diyos ko Lord, hirap. You know, do you ever hear the word, sa, Japan, sagot sa kahirapan? Maybe it's true, but not without this, our very own OFWs living here. And during my stay with them, I can see how hard work they are. And this hard work and their compassion and still their kindness inspired me, motivate me to also do my best while staying here. Like for example, as a student, I do my best to study because I see how hard their lives were. I will show you some of the places where I have met these Filipinos that really touch my heart. I thought so now we are in the park. It's a very good place. It's the Matsumiike Park, and during day off, oh wow, OFW. During day off, our titos and titas, our Filipino community, usually stay here and gather around here. We have a picnic. It's like a time for leisure for us. And yeah, here we have some picnic. I remember one time we were eating different food, celebrating a birthday of one of our friend over here. And also we go to some karaoke.
Patingin dito!
OMG! Malago na sila. In English, it means that it's already growing a lot. These grasses, it's Chatabonay. Chatabonay. It's a little bit dangerous because it seems like a blind spot, right? You see there, like cars can go out and enter, and when it becomes so tall, these grasses, and if a bike is coming out, usually the car does not see, or vice versa. Abonayo. Dangerous. Delikado. And actually, it reminds me of some of our titos and titas. Actually, this place, I remember that they were working here to cut the grass right in front of here. And I met them at around 12 o'clock in the afternoon. And I was there in the 7-Eleven, around there in the 7-Eleven. And usually in the lunchtime, they have time to nap a bit. But they saw me, these titas and titas saw me from there. And they tell me, Grace! Nandito kami ng inay mo, ng mga inay mo dito. And I said, hello po! So, like that. So, I just met them and I said, hi, hello to them. But I was really touched to do such work. Like, I think many people wouldn't do that, to cut this grass. People will think, why will they do that? But our very own titos and titas here did this work just to be able to send some money to their family and relatives back to the Philippines. So I was really touched. Ay, grabe. Look, it's a lot of leaves. Parang antaglish. Look, a lot of leaves. Yeah, and this is also a memorable place to me because, yeah, some of our titos and titas also met me here again. It looks like I'm all the time on the outdoors. It's so obvious naman. But yes, I'm normally outdoors. That's why they can see me. So one time, there's a story that there was this typhoon, and usually here it's so fast that they already fix the mess, like trees that already fell down, and then some of the leaves that are already around. Usually they will hire some workers to fix it immediately because it's like it's a bit dangerous to the road, so they really ask for some workers to do that. And one time, when I met this tita or tito, let's just say, some of our Filipino titas and titos here, she told me, "Hoy Grace, ang suplada mo, di mo man lang napansin yung nanay mo doon. Nagwawalis siya doon eh, di mo panansin." In English, I did not even notice your mother was doing cleaning there during the typhoon because there were so many leaves like that. I said, hindi ko po kayo nakita talaga. Nagbabike po kasi ako. I was biking, so I did not see you. And then, I was there. I was doing the work there after the typhoon. So immediately, the leaves were already gone. So, maybe some people wouldn't realize that, But for me, I was really so touched and inspired because who else would do that? Like at the noon, they are doing this very hard work, and I'm very sorry if I could with this son. Some families, it's unfortunate that some families back home in the Philippines, they think that the life of an overseas Filipino workers here is really easy. But mind you, I myself witnessed this, and starting from the highly skilled professionals down to these levels of maybe this type of jobs, I met Filipinos working that, and I can see how hard, especially this one, I tell you, the workers here, my goose, like at that lunchtime, I wanted to cry talaga. I wanted to cry because imagine, do you know there's a blue mat for picnic here in Japan, and normally it's used for hanami. Hanami is like sakura viewing here in Japan. That time, I saw this tito and tita lying down in that corner, and then, guys, like I told you, and also doing this cleaning up. So please appreciate more if you have a OFW family friend. Please understand how hard the situation. First, the loneliness of living alone in a faraway country. Second, the differences of culture between these countries already, and the different stress that they encounter not only in the work but also in the social environment that they've been into. It's not easy, friends. Mga kababayan, hindi po madali talaga. This is a vlog that I really want to tell and admired how heroic their act is, because I can see. So I have the chance to share you their story. So please love them more. And yeah, I know sometimes we will ask some things from them like that. Oh, pahingi naman po ng ganyan, because at least the conversion of yen to peso at least there is. But yeah, it's so hard to get that yen po. Yung lapad, ay naku, Lord God. Nakakaiyak kung paano talaga nila makuha yun as in. Nagrigat kabagyan edad. So hard, it's in the heart. So but yes, we thank them that they're doing this for love for their families, because we're Filipinos, we love our families as much as we can. We try to provide for them. This is the housekeeping room. It's not some place in a hotel. This is in the church. So this is the place where we keep our cleaning tools, because at Tsukuba Catholic Church, the international community usually cleans at third or fourth Sunday of the month. And here we take out some of the broom and some maps. So actually, after the mass, they request people to clean, but unfortunately, not everyone clean. Only our titas and titos stay, but stay for cleaning. And they're the one na talagang leader sila sa pagkuha nito. Like this, I'll show you. How one tita, I remembered, like, oh, anak, tara na, linis na tayo! Like that. So it's like that, oh, tara na, linis na tayo! Like that. During the English Mass here in the Tsukuba Catholic Church, actually the so-called punong abala or the organizer or the leaders usually are our Pinoy titos and titas. So before the Mass begins, actually we need to put here some songs, and these are the page number of this booklet. This is the song booklet, and we put here our church songs, mass songs, and then what we normally do is to organize the list of the songs and then put the page number there so that the people could follow when they are using this. And our titos and titas are very kind to do this work, like putting, sometimes if they're short, they put this, they carry this and then they really put the numbers there. Aside from that, you can see here some instruments, because here is the choir, and most of the choir are also Filipinos. So talaga namang kanta tayo ng kanta. Anyways, but this is their way of serving the Lord. And yeah, usually some titas when I arrive, oh Grace, ikaw na dito. Ayoko, I don't like, I want this one. So yes, they really prepare before the church. This is our Sunday liturgy, where you can find the readings for that Sunday, specifically for that Mass. And it's like the misalet in the Philippines. And actually one part here is the general intercession. And this reminds me of a tita who's very, very, very active. Like that time, I was the commentator of the mass. Like I have to host the mass, to speak. Sorry, to speak for the mass, and I need to find someone to read the general intercession. And I said, "Uy, Nay, ikaw na lang magbasa," because I forgot that I should ask it before the mass. But because she was sitting next to me, "Nay, ikaw na lang." "Di, ikaw na, kaya mo na yan. You can do it." No, I'm already the commentator. Please do it." Sige na nga. Okay. And she read it. So it shows also the very active and also the being interactive of our Filipino community in our church masses here in the church. And I forgot to tell, like this is something that I was telling previously about how hard they really earn the money here, our overseas Filipino workers. And I am sure that it's not very easy, because I can see like the Japanese society, how the work is going on. For example, in terms of work productivity. So for example, one time I heard in a building, like they really tell their workers, like, please be fast, not even please, fast. So here we have to become agile. Let me say this word, agile. Kailan maliksi ka dito. And yeah, it's sometimes some of their boss really tell them na, "Oh, you're so slow." And you see, they really forget about that, and they just work so hard just to earn that money and to send back to the Philippines. So this is our box for offertory, where people donate, and it is our titos and titas who are I think very much generous to give, even though it's very hard to earn some money and they have to send back home to the Philippines. Still, they really donate for the church. And this is also their way of showing, because this church is it has an international and Japanese community. And here, they really want to show the Filipino heart, that it has a lot of goodness, it has a lot of generosity, and a lot of hospitality to let others feel that we are family.
Nakapag-like niya? Oo. Pero bibigay talaga siya. Wala bang white?
Marami doon. Ito lang yung pinili ko na kasi ito lang.
Tita, kain na lang po ako. Ay, basang basta
naman ang plate.
po ba? Sige po, ano naman.
Oh, naka-video. Akala ko naman naka-video tayo.
Shout out.
Hello.
Shout out sa vlog.
Muna, huwag ka na. Ganun galaw dyan.
Mapo ka lang nila dyan.
Mukha mo na dyan, te.
Yung sabaw kumukunin mo.
Oo, ito na po sa inyo.
Buti na unahan na siya ng flavor.
And especially those who just arrive in Japan or in Tsukuba, they really want to become hospitable as possible. And this is actually the normal offertory. There are also days that we have some emergency funds. And for example, just to give you an instance, the students sometimes organize some fundraising activities for helping or reaching out the Philippines, like those affected by the coronavirus. And actually, naalala ko, I just remember some tita told us like, "Oh, Arvino, I really sorry, but she actually give 5,000 yen, but yeah, I don't have that. This is 5,000 yen. In Philippine peso, 2,500 peso. It's big. It's big amount in Japan. You can buy a lot in 5,000 yen. But that time, that tita, actually, she was already sick and she has some hospitalization expenses to pay. But we were shocked, like Arvin and me were shocked. She give, anak ko, donasyon ko para sa dun sa coronavirus pandemic, para makabili ng mga donasyon, ipapadala sa Pilipinas. Here's 5,000 yen, my donation for your cause for the Philippines so that you can buy noodles, etc. And then we're shocked because How generous is someone already paying some expenses for herself, aside from that, sending money to the Philippines? I don't even know if there's something for her to eat, but she gave 5,000 yen to Arvin that time for donation. How generous that Filipino heart is. I just came back from Coron, and actually whenever I go here, I will always remember some very good titas and titos, especially like someone who has shared her very good heart, her generous heart. And there was one time, like we were there in the church, and we were saying like, nakakagutom, we're so hungry. And then she said, tara, libre ko kayo sa Coron ng kape. And she said, let's go, I'll treat you to Coron and have some coffee. Because as you know, the coffee here is unlimited, right? So she was joking. I said, oh, grabe ka naman ate. Libre mo na kami. So treat us. Anyway, so we just went by ourselves here in Coron. And suddenly, when we already bought something for ourselves, she suddenly went to our table and said, oh, ayan o, kumain kayo. Sabi, oh, ayan, kumain kayo, eat. And then we were all very shocked and surprised because we know her financial status, and she was already getting sick, and she has still to send money in the Philippines. And it touched us a lot. And every time now that we go here, we remember that very moment. And the Filipinos here, in general, the overseas Filipino workers here in Japan, this community shows us three values of a Filipino. And that is something that we have to be proud of. First, they showed a lot of hard work and dedication. Hard work, I already showed you many times that I've seen them in this type of jobs that many people wouldn't really accept to do, but they do it just to be able to send money, because it's a way of also caring for our families and loving our families back home. Hard work and dedication. Number two, generosity. You know, here in Japan, when they know that you're a student, they really know the hardships of they will think, because most of the titos and titas here have their own children back home, and they know like para kawawa naman, it's a bit pity, they know how hard the life will be being alone. So they're like our mothers and fathers here. And aside from that, they at some time they really give some blessings they have. For example, they give some food to us. Sometimes they also share their money. They treat us to restaurants, sometimes also in Cocos. Like Cocos is a good family restaurant. And lastly, they show a lot of sacrifice. Sacrifice for themselves, and especially for their families back home. You know, when I go back to Japan, and I was in that terminal, the one time in Terminal 2, I saw how many overseas Filipino workers, when they're about to enter the gates or the boarding gates, I really see the tears when they will say goodbye to their families. And it's the same here. To live alone in a foreign land, which is not even English speaking, is very hard, a big sacrifice. But they do it. The overseas Filipino workers do it because they love their families. And yeah, maybe others also want to serve their countries. But most of all, it really shows that very good Filipino value of family. something we're and will always be proud of. So, I hope that you get something from our vlog for today. And we will continue to do this to show the Filipino culture at the same time showing to you the Japanese culture, how it's similar, how different. It is our aim and mission. So, thank you so much for the time. Maraming salamat po. Arigatou gozaimasu. And salamat po. Have a blessed day.